Hi guys, welcome to Tarot in the Dark. My name is Tori. Tonight we are going to just take a look and see what comes out. Let's get some messages from the ancestors. Heads up, I was getting some channeled messages before I started the reading. The first thing that was happening was I was hearing that song by Kehlani. It's called Folded. Okay, let me just tell you guys, I don't even listen to music like regular music, modern music. So I don't know why this is coming through, but I think what they were trying to show was the highs and the lows, right? So they kept having me like sing this part. And this is the only part of the song that I know because I've seen this like on social media. I guess there's like a folded challenge or something. That's usually how I find out about these newer songs. But she says, "Meet me at the door. I have them folded." Oh no, it's a part where she says, "Meet me at your door while it's still open." Something like that. Okay, I can't sing, especially now. My voice is gone. I'm fighting something, sickness or something, guys. But so forgive me. I hope your mics weren't loud because my singing can be atrocious at times. But something in that note is coming through, and they were showing me the highs and lows, they said. I heard that very clearly. And then they told me that they wanted me to be attentive to the eye of the flame because that's the moment that you're in right now. There's something about a sudden shakeup, a sudden breakthrough, something shifting. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get the camera right for you so you can see. Forgive my tea here, but you can hear my voice. There's something about the eye of a flame. And I'm lighting this so that you can kind of see what they were showing me. In the middle, the like very center of the flame, I may as well light this Palo Santo while we're here, but the very center of the flame is the hottest temperature. And they were saying that's like the hottest point or the highest point. And that's where you are right now. Whoever's watching this reading, you're at the highest point. You're at the hottest part. The tip of the iceberg is the energy that it's giving, and it's for basically for something to shift in your life abruptly. Okay, like I'm seeing the tower. Sorry guys about my voice. I kept seeing this lightning card when I was shuffling. So lots of things shifting and shaping and taking place. The highs and the lows that they're representing or discussing in that song is about life just being like ebbs and flows. There are highs and lows in life, and so there's something about being able to embrace not only the lows, which a lot of you have been in low seasons. They're also saying they want you to be aware that there are highs, and the highs are what's here. Okay, it doesn't feel like the energy of something that's coming. It feels like this is here. Okay, so typically a lot of the times and more recently I've been picking up on energies feeling like they're on their way in. This doesn't feel like it's on its way in. It feels like it's here. So for some of you today, when I'm recording this, it's the 4th. You could have received this information already, or you may watch this video tomorrow. Within the next 2 weeks, guys, that's what I'm hearing. Within the next 2 weeks, there's shifts that you're going to actually be able to tangibly feel. And I hate timing. I don't like to give timing. I only say it if I feel like they're absolutely telling me. I don't like timing because I feel like that's something that pushes us over the edge into the divine's, realm versus ours. I like to stay in my lane. I don't feel like timing is my lane. But I will every now and then throw something out if they tell me. This rainbow dragon is the energy that came out. This is a new deck for me. I think it's called Sacred Geometry. The imagery is beautiful. And you guys know I try to intuit things. I don't want to necessarily get the guidebook. I don't even have it close by. Intuitively, what I'm picking up on with this rainbow dragon energy is that there's something kind of flowing in quickly for you. Okay, this feels like forward movement, but it's a miracle. Okay, this feels like miracle energy. This feels like the energy of something shifting. It's almost like he's moving through the energies. I'm hearing traversing through. So you have been traversing through these energies, highs and lows, and now it's time for the rainbow. You know, the rainbow always gives the energy of God's promises. When the rainbow comes out, it's indicative of the promises that God has offered to us. And with it being a dragon, it's magical. Okay, this is magical energy. You'll also notice that the abundance card is here. Okay, you see the abundance here. This is a part of the blessing. For some of you, it is money. For others of you, it's just sun coming back into your life, the restoration of happiness, of joy, of being able to feel fruitful and prosperous. You know, the season of lack is ending, and you're going to step into, or stepping into abundance, like being able to stack and save and have and not lack. It's literally like the barren season they're showing me is gone. Okay, study is here. That's interesting. Let my mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. So for some of you, this rainbow dragon is going to bring in the energy of creativity. Okay, there's something about, because look at this harmony card here. There's something about having like peace in your life. So this is the best way to describe it. It's a lot combined into one. It's like this thing that is coming in for you, or that is here for you now, something that is shifting for you now is going to put you in a state of peace. Okay, there's something about rewriting a story coming through. So for a lot of you, you're rewriting your story. Also, they're showing me this very interesting thing. Wow, I've never had this come up in a reading. Years ago, I had this dream and I was locked in like a dungeon. It was almost like I was in hell. And in this dungeon in hell that I was in, there were dragons all around. And I was completely protected. The dragons actually were opening doors. You guys remember that show from back in the day with the dragons that would walk around? They were kind of like chunkier dragons. That's what it was, like that type of energy. But they were opening, like they opened up a gate and let me in, and then they sent me down to the dungeon, but I was protected. And in that dream, God was showing me how no matter what dragons came after me, no matter what type of entities came after me, I would always be protected. And what they're showing up and showing that in this reading for is to signify the same thing, that this rainbow dragon is a dragon of protection. It's a dragon of prosperity and peace and restoration is what I'm hearing. And there's something about sitting in this space of clarity, allowing your mind to be clear and restoring the peace back to your life so that you can focus with this steady energy on the things that you were created to do. There's something about the balance being restored. I'm seeing Ma'at and justice in my mind's eye. So it's like that energy is being restored back. There's a reigniting of passion within you to allow you. So some of you have dreams and things that you've desired to do. This is how they're showing this. You've desired to do some things in life, but haven't felt like you were actually able to tap into those energies because you could be very busy, or feeling like you just don't have space for those things in your life. Maybe you're working hard, you're going to school or doing something that's taking you away from what you really desire to do. You may work a 9-to-5 that you absolutely hate, or that just pays your bills, but you're not really passionate about it. This energy coming in, or that's here, is actually going to shift that. You see, I'm having a hard time saying the energy is here. And so for some of you, you may be having a hard time believing that this energy is actually here. So whether you see it or not, it is absolutely here. They're making that very clear to me. They're also bringing up with this humpback whale, before I read this, is that you have to be able to feel and hear. So for some of you, the part of the message is to attune to your spirit man, attune to the inner child within, the soul of you, so that you can align with this energy in order to, if it's not already present, usher it in more swiftly. because there's something about a frequency, and they're showing me that even in that dragon. But wells are absolutely about frequencies, and typically they're about like ancient history and memory, right? This is stuff that is embedded or already rooted in you. It's like the soul of you. So the card reads, music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. So for some of you, you may find it beneficial to find music that you can listen to that helps align you with the frequency of joy. You may have to study or meditate in order to assist your mind in being cleared out, or removing the older, outdated ideas and thoughts is coming through. It's almost like you're being asked to shift and align to the frequency of this rainbow dragon, this joy that's coming through. Sorry, guys. Wow. Did you guys see this? That was trying to come out. Magic. Okay. I'm going to just stick that here to the side, and then jealousy with that third eye. So that jealousy with the third eye card, I'm picking up on the energy of, it's not necessarily jealousy. It's more so an energy of, someone is envying who they were. Okay. That's very interesting. Someone is envying the old version of themselves. So as you shed with this rattlesnake energy here, rattlesnake, the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. So for some of you, you are mourning the old. That is the jealousy. It's almost like you're looking back at that old life like, God, maybe that life wasn't so bad, or how come I couldn't stay in that old life? How come I couldn't stay in that old version of who I used to be? Something like that is coming through with that jealousy card. It's almost like the change, the shift has happened. For some of you, you may feel like this has happened without your consent. You may actually be with this steady energy sitting and trying to figure out how, like, what the heck? How did my life just happen? Like, shift overnight? Like, how is this taking place? And this rainbow dragon energy almost is like, guys, it's 222 on the clock right now. I'm sure you see that, but you may be seeing that frequently throughout your days. But it's almost like the dragon is like coming through when you're asleep and shifting things around. Okay. Cause I keep seeing fire, like, and flames, and like, just like, this here, guys, this is what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, but it's coming out of this dragon. It's just like blazing and blasting, and you know, like the frequency of this is loud, that it's shifting, that things are not going to be the same. Something is massively shifting and upgrading in your life, or it has already shifted. It's almost like it's already shifted. It's just not seen until now. Okay, like you haven't seen the results of it, like the tangible results of it, until now. But it absolutely has already shifted. And it's because of that humpback well, the frequency of that. Like it's so interesting how they're showing me this. It's like you, like the best way to describe it is like, imagine you, like right now in your physical body, you can feel it. And then your soul, which I'm going to call your like spirit man, like that spirit man has already upgraded into this new life. It's just getting you to catch up. And I think that this shift that's already taken place in your spirit man has some of you confused, which is why the study card is so prevalent right now, because it's like almost showing up as like a 9 of Swords energy. Like, I don't know how to be the new. Okay, maybe I don't know how to feel the frequency of the new because it feels so unfamiliar, right? Like a dragon showing up, it would be very unfamiliar. It's uncomfortable and it's scary too. Like, imagine seeing a dragon. You'd probably be scared. I would probably be scared. But this is like a friendly dragon. It's the same thing like with my dream that I had. Those dragons were friendly. They were kind to me. They were protecting me. So there's something about the energy of that rainbow dragon coming in while you're sleeping. It's almost like a magical, I'm seeing like a Chinese New Year dragon just, flying through and shifting things while you're sleeping. And then it creates this chaos and this conflict in your mind. Guys, this may sound freaky, but just stick with me. You guys know, if you watch my readings, if you've watched any of my readings, you gotta watch till the end. Because if you stop 10, 15, 20 minutes into the reading, you're not going to catch the messages, because they always come through for us every single time. I've never been failed by our ancestors, but you got to stick it out, because the reality of it is that this is almost the same thing as like this reading. You could be stuck in the middle and you could be ready to call it quits. Like, I don't get what the heck is happening. Like, I don't know what's going on in my life. Your mind could be unclear, filled with chaos, confusion, and like a misunderstanding of where you're going. But here you have this magical dragon that's like come in and shifted things behind the scenes, almost like while you were sleeping, shifted everything around. But this shifting has been taking place over the last several weeks energetically with your spirit man. Your spirit man is now moving in the new, and you're trying to catch up. So it's like in the eye of that flame, where it's the heightened energy. The energy is most potent. The fire is the most like hot, right? This is the most vulnerable place within that flame. It's the hottest point of that flame. There's magic, and that's where you're at. But it's hard because you have to push through. You got to push through that heat to be able to feel it in the actual 5D. This divine masculine energy is also like showing up to give the vibes of that. It's almost like taking action towards. But this is not you taking action. This is you. When this comes, you taking action. It's present. They're saying it's present. They're like, stop saying that. They're getting on my helmet. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. It's present right now. The energy of the fire is the divine masculine energy. It's the energy of taking action, of forward movement. They're showing it as like the 8 of Wands energy. It's persisting. You can feel something, but you don't know what. Because you don't know what, that's where the confusion comes in. And that's why your ancestors are saying, clear your mind. Just sit. This study, more so than study, is like meditate. Let my mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. Some of you may want to look into like why, you feel the way that you feel. This psychic energy is bringing in the frequency of unity, balance, and stability. You notice that? This is stability. It's balance. It's alignment. So psychically, you can feel things aligning for you. Psychically, you can also feel this magic. You can feel that things are falling into alignment for you. You can feel this Wheel of Fortune energy moving on your behalf. And this is interesting because this is 3 when you break it down, and this is a 3. Some of you could be seeing 333 or that 222 that we just saw. Oh no, guys, give me a second. Okay, guys, sorry. The cards fell on the ground, but look at this card that was here on the bottom. The 9 of Swords. Guys, this feels like Alice in Wonderland. This feels like an Alice in Wonderland reading. I also got the guidebook for this rainbow dragon. I want to read it. So Sacred Power, we'll read it at the end. But guys, this is like Alice in Wonderland. And I think a lot of you are feeling like her right now, where there's so much confusion around this new. You see the Fool is underneath here, and I was seeing the World here too. And then the Star. So let's get some cards out. This 9 of Swords energy is just showing up like, where am I? Which I do feel like this reading is screaming that. I think a lot of you are like, where am I? Like, what happened to me? And I think that's where the jealousy card comes through, where it's like there's jealousy over the old you. And obviously, like, jealousy doesn't necessarily have to be something that is distorted and extremely negative, okay? You know, the Bible talks about God being a jealous God. It's like you just don't want the people that you love to seek refuge in something else. So for you, it's like the old version of you doesn't want, like the new version of you doesn't want to seek refuge in the new. It wants to seek refuge in the comfort, which is the old version of you. Does that make sense, guys? That's how it's being shown to me. Like the old you is not jealous and envious of the new you because they know that that's the best version of you. However, the new you is like, dang, I don't know how to seek refuge in this new me because this is so unfamiliar. It's so strange to me. That's why I think they're showing this humpback whale energy and the study, which is to clear your mind. Clear your mind, clear the clutter. You know, also the divine masculine energy they're showing me is divine masculine energy is balanced. You notice this here? You see this divine masculine? It has this moon sitting on top of the sun. And it's balancing, right? It's a balancing of your emotions. For some of you, you could feel like your emotions are all over the place. You could feel scattered. If you're empathic, you probably are absolutely feeling this. I heard someone say, what's her name? Witch and Scythe, I think is her YouTube channel. She said something interesting recently. I just happened to stumble upon her and I just watched part of her reading, and she said that she thinks an empath is someone who just doesn't have boundaries. And I was like, wow, you know what? That's serious. And I would agree with that. However, I think there's more to it. I think an empath, you know, is more than just someone who doesn't have boundaries. But I think that's a good way to recognize who an empath is someone who is challenged by boundaries. And so this feels to me like someone who is maybe challenged with putting up boundaries, with creating appropriate boundaries between the old and the new. You could feel really lost, and wow. I'm putting this here because that is that divine masculine energy, the Emperor, guys. You could feel very lost and confused in trying to establish boundaries as your new self. Because, you know, we're not taught that. This is going to go there. This is going to go there. We're not taught that as you transition in life, you have to reestablish boundaries. You know, it's like we're taught that you're just supposed to create boundaries when someone does something terrible to you. And then that's it. Like we neglect or forget that boundaries have to be, you know, present in all situations, in all relationships. This is super interesting too that I grabbed like this whimsical tarot deck because the reading is very, very whimsical, Alice in Wonderland-ish. So the King of Wands is here with the Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Emperor. Right away, what I'm picking up on is the fact that some of you, okay, how can I explain this? Some of you have transitioned. See this? You guys, do you guys see where I'm going here? Look at this. The King of Wands to the Emperor. So some of you have transitioned from being this King of Wands into this Emperor. And it's almost like it happened so quickly that you have these energies in between that are waiting to be dealt with. Okay, so it's almost like I went from the King of Wands, you know, I saw my dreams, I chased after them, I manifested this life. Now this is here, but how do I organize everything, right? It's almost like this King of Wands is walking through a forest, walking through the path. And on the path, you meet this dragon. And this dragon comes in and says, what do you want? And you're like, well, I really would like, you know, imagine the dragon as, what's the guy from The Genie in a Bottle, okay? Imagine the dragon is the genie in the bottle. You tell this dragon, I really want $500,000. And the dragon's like, okay, dump it in your lap. Here you go. Now you're the Emperor. Now you have control, you have power, you have access, you have what you've been dreaming for, what you've been desiring for. However, It's the old version of you that doesn't know how to connect with who you are now. So that kind of has you in this state of like this Five of Pentacles aligns with that jealousy card. It has you in a state of feeling like you've lost out on something, like you're missing an opportunity. Or like maybe you're not good enough to be the emperor because you've been this king for so long. Which is confidence. It's the ability to take action, to stand on your own. It's the ability to go after your desires and the things that you want. But then when you get them, now what? Now that I have these things, why am I still disconnected? Why do I still feel unhappy? That's the Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. Why do I still desire more? This Knight of Wands is seeking something. So for some of you, you're receiving and you're still seeking. You're still seeking. And you're still seeking because of this Page of Cups. I mean, really, I could end the reading right there. The Page of Cups is saying that there's still something within you that you're desiring. And the reality of it is that this is the desiring of yourself. It's interesting. It's almost like a realization that gaining the things that you wanted didn't actually shift what you, it's like you got what you wanted and now nothing shifted. That's why the Alice in Wonderland keeps coming through. I haven't even seen that movie in so long, guys. But it's like the Alice in Wonderland energy is coming through to say, you're Alice, you're in Wonderland, which is what you wanted, but it doesn't feel right to you still. And I do think that this has a lot to do with your mind just not being clear. And oh, that's why they're saying the highs and lows, guys. So we have the Tower here. The Seven of Swords, yeah. The Wheel of Fortune. That Wheel of Fortune was showing up in that magic card. The Hierophant. I'm not going to take these, but the Devil and the Sun. I'm taking them. They said yes. They said that's it. The Page of Pentacles. Guys, if this message ain't clear, the Page of Pentacles. It's the... Guys, the Devil and the Sun just screams what this is so confirmative. I don't know why I can't get my words out. Anyways, the Tower with the King of Wands, it's like an abrupt and sudden shift in your energy. For some of you, this could be a situation. You could have abruptly left a situation, felt like a situation abruptly left you, abandoned you. Either you abandoned it or it abandoned you. But this feels a lot like it's about you. If I can be honest, it feels like it has almost everything to do with you. It feels like you shifted from one energy quickly, almost overnight with this Tower energy. And the Tower represents Pluto. When Pluto comes in, Pluto can cause disruption. It's destruction. The Tower will dismantle everything that is not stable, that's not clear in mind and strong and sturdy. Okay? Anything that is not in that energy, it's going to be shifted. If it is not deeply, historically devoted with the well energy, if it is not consistent, if it is not going to function according to the magic that is being brought in for you, it was going to be uprooted, or it will be. If you submit, if you surrender only, right? Like our team can't do these things for us without us giving permission. So if you're surrendering and you're saying, I want abundance, I want more, I don't want to just live a regular life, I don't want to just do a 9 to 5, I'm asking for more, I'm asking for greater, and I'm going to go after it. If you spent last year shedding with this rattlesnake, if you spent last year shedding, as we move into this eclipse season, which will happen on the 17th, and then the year of the fire horse, you're going to notice that you're going to be pushed more and more towards releasing the old, releasing the things that don't align with the highest version of yourself. And so you could have felt like you were maybe forced out of this King of Wands, especially considering this is giving me the energy of Neptune leaving Pisces and moving into Aries, guys. You guys hear me talk about that because it's a big deal, because it just brings so much clarity to the way that we see the world, right? It's like the crown chakra can now come into alignment with reality versus thinking that things are unicorns and rainbows, what I'm talking about in this reading, right? It's a shift out of that. But what that has done to some of you is put you in this self-sabotaging energy with the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords here. The Seven of Swords is showing up as deception, but the interesting thing about this Seven of Swords is that there's no one else here. You may feel like the world is against you, like you're being attacked, but there's no one here but her. She's standing there alone. These are images of something, but not actual people. And so for some of you, you are self-sabotaging by keeping yourself in this lower energy of the Five of Pentacles where you feel like you're lacking, even though you have everything that you are asking for. Everything that you've asked for. With the Knight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, quickly you've moved into this fortunate time. Quickly, destiny has aligned for you, okay? This literally is like the alignment of destiny. Alice is in Wonderland and destiny is aligned. That's like, this is exactly how this feels. However, you're here, but it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like you want it to feel, okay? That's how they're explaining it. It doesn't feel like you want it to feel. For some of you, with the Page of Cups and the Hierophant here, this is showing up very interesting because it's showing like you quickly moved into what it was that you desired. You got what you wished for. You got what you asked for, what you prayed for, and then now you feel like you don't deserve it, or you feel like it's really not what you were looking for. And that could be because that new you is looking at the past, thinking that that past was better. And it's because you really haven't had the full experience of being in the now, the new version of you. And there's some type of self-doubt, defeat, traditional ways of thinking. There's some type of, with the Hierophant, there's some type of, it could be religious factors, it could be religious upbringings, but there's something here that is keeping you trapped with the Hierophant and the Page of Cups, almost like dreaming something that isn't realistic, but through the lens of some type of fantasy mindset. And it does give me the vibes of like, I'm not supposed to have all of this. Okay, so let me tell you. So for example, like growing up in church will teach you that you don't need to have, I'm just making this up, you don't need to have a BMW. No one actually like says that. I've never heard anyone actually say that. But they teach you that you need to be happy with what you have. You should not complain. And you should just be grateful if you have a car, because some people don't even have that. And have you ever heard that people in Africa are starving? You know, like they say stuff like that to make you feel like you're expecting too much from God. And so that's how this feels to me, especially considering we have the Emperor, the Sun, and the Devil here. It's almost like you're trapped in this mindset that is limiting. It's the mindset that wants to keep you small. It doesn't want you to believe that you're supposed to be seen. It also doesn't want you to believe that happiness is something that you deserve. You know, I stayed in my marriage that I was in, that I used to be in, for 20 years because I thought that I was not supposed to be concerned about being happy. I was taught even in church that God doesn't care about your happiness. What? What do you mean? You mean, you mean to tell me that he created me to be a bum? You mean to tell me he created me to be in the Five of Pentacles energy, busted, broke down with the Seven of Swords for the rest of my life? You mean to tell me that God wants me to be broke and just be happy, find happiness in that? You mean to tell me that my dad, who specifically says in his word That if your earthly father will take care of you and provide and wants to give you whatever you desire, how much more so will your heavenly Father do unto you? So you mean to tell me that he don't want me to be this emperor with the sun, with the wheel of fortune? He doesn't want me to chase my passions. He doesn't want me to have this magic that's in this rainbow dragon. You mean to tell me that he doesn't want me to believe in magic? He doesn't want me to believe in miracles, because that's what magic is, miracles. It's that type of energy. It feels like that. So it's like you're Alice, you're in Wonderland. However, it doesn't feel like you're supposed to be there. Like you feel something within you, and it is, guys, I have to just tell you the truth, because I've seen this, I've been here, I've done that. I'm constantly praying through these things. See, this Page of Cups with the Hierophant energy is the energy of, I have all these dreams. The Page of Cups is dreamy. She's the fantasy thinker and dreamer, and she's delusional, and she doesn't care. She thinks that pigs can fly, and no one's going to tell her that that's not the truth. But the Hierophant is like, no, it doesn't say that. Did you read this book? What does it say? Did you read this book? It doesn't say that there. The Hierophant can be rigid. It can be the energy of someone who has a very stuck, stubborn mindset that's unable and incapable of shifting and adjusting, or doesn't want to. I don't even want to say incapable. It's a stubbornness to this energy. This is a Taurus energy. No shade to Taurus. Y'all know I love Taurus. I got Taurus in my charts, one of my top 3s. Anyways, this energy is like a stubborn. There's a disconnect between what he thinks and what he feels, because he won't allow himself to feel, because he's a thinker. So that's something else. Some of you could be getting so caught up in your thoughts, in your minds. That's really what the devil is to me. Like, the devil should be a sword card. It's a Capricorn energy, but sometimes I don't agree with that, because I think it's more of like an Aquarius energy, honestly. Like, the devil can get trapped in his mind. Have you ever seen an Aquarius get trapped in their minds, or an Aries? But in Aquarius, bruh, that Two of Swords energy, and I know because I have an Aquarius moon, it ain't no punk. That energy is crazy when you sit in it. You're like, dang, I can't get out of my thoughts. And that's how this feels. So it's the energy of your ancestors saying, take control of your mind, because there's something here trying to create imbalance within you. And it's only because you've stepped into what you're destined for. You deserve this with every ounce of who you are. This Knight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, I love how these cards are in the center. And I also love how they told me to get 10 cards. But you see, we got 11. We got 10. They told me to take out 10 because they said this is the ending of this energy. It's resolved. No more will you operate in this energy. And they gave this 11th card. Oh, and look how they had me shift this around too without even knowing. Because the 11th card is the sun. This is where you have the information illuminated to you, so that you can attune to this energy as the Emperor, taking back control of the mind that is trying to keep you stuck in old. There's no reason for you to be jealous of where you came from, especially when abundance is your birthright and you're stepping into that. The Tower only comes in to shake up the old you and leave the good things that need to stay, so that you can function as the new you. Trust me, you'd much rather be the Emperor than the King of Wands, because the Emperor is the King of Wands with the King of Swords, the King of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. So he has balance. Let's look at this rainbow dragon, because I feel like I'm just talking and my throat is killing me. Wow, guys. Okay. So the Rainbow Dragon, which is a 6 card, guys, moving into calmer waters, okay? The Rainbow Dragon reads, be honest with yourself and others. Release your burdens. Floating within the golden ascension rays. Oh, it's an ascension. The rainbow dragon is making you aware of what is required for you to act in truth and honesty, bringing the vibration from the golden ray. The rainbow dragon opens connections to your higher self, the central sun, and angelic and ascended masters realms, while centering you in the present. Wow, that's why they're saying study, guys, stilling your mind, quieting, creating peace. Through the dragon's movements, the frequency and vibration, no way, with the well. Guys, we were talking about this. See, I'm telling you, your ancestors are so serious. They come through every single time. You just got to watch to the end to get there. I'm telling you, they are so faithful. Through the dragon's movements, the frequency and vibration of the rainbow spectrum dissipates negative blocks and karmic debris. Sorry, I'm just blown away. That is so awesome. But only if you're willing to accept the change required to break down walls and barriers that stop you from moving forward. Powerful and unstoppable once you activate your rainbow dragon. Prepare for swift and sudden change. Bringing harmony and change in a positive direction. The rainbow dragon is the protector, harmonizer, destructor, and creator all in one. Wait, we have to assess this. Let me get back there. The rainbow dragon is okay, guys, sorry. That was my mom. You guys know, if anybody's going to call me during a reading, it's my mom. We always laugh. I'm like, your timing is perfect. And she's like, oh God, I'm so sorry, Tori. Anyways, it was fine because guess what we were doing? We're breaking this down. So the rainbow dragon is the protector. Protector is the emperor energy, because all this stuff is on the table. I just want to bring this all together. The harmonizer. Okay. So the harmonizer is going to be, where's the justice? There's like a justice, the balance on the divine masculine. I'm like, I thought we saw the justice scales. And then also too, this balance here that we were referring to earlier with the psychic. I'm not going to make something fit that doesn't, guys, but the harmonizer absolutely is that divine masculine. We were talking about the balance earlier. The destructor is the tower, and the creator, here we go, the creator, the sun and the wheel of fortune represent the energy of creation. The sun is the creation of day. It's also the creation of new energy, like bringing clarity, right? Helping things to be illuminated. That's a creator. And then the wheel of fortune is destiny. This is dharma. This is karma. So for some of you, I have to just say this. There's something from your past. I feel like it's the old version of you. I'm sorry, I gotta go with what I feel. I don't feel like this is a person. I feel like this is the old version of you. You've shifted into this new, and the enemy within you, the inner me, is having a hard time shedding and releasing in order to embrace the new. And again, I feel like something happened. There was some type of breakthrough for you, whether it was just spiritually while you were sleeping, like I said, that dragon coming through and just sweeping things away, clearing out the old you, or it was an actual event. Something happened. And it was magical. You can feel the new, but there's fear because it's like, I'm not supposed to dream and think and want and feel these things. Okay, let's get back. Connecting to the elements. Oh, the creator is that Knight of Wands. Okay, anyways, let's just get back. Connecting to the elements, the dragon is here to assist you in raising your vibration and consciousness through the energy of the elements. Wow. Let me see. Do we have earth? We have earth. Earth, do we? Earth, the Hierophant. Oh, the Five of Pentacles too. And then we have air with the Seven of Swords. Water, the Page of Cups. Fire, the King of Wands. Water with the Tower. Okay, I want to do something in just a second. Connecting to the elements, the dragon is here to assist you in raising your vibration and consciousness through the energy of the elements. As the creator of action, you are encouraged to follow your truth with honesty and integrity. Right now, honesty is required in all areas of your life. When you begin to unburden yourself, you allow yourself to be open to the gifts of the universe. Now is the time to get busy. The divine masculine energy, guys. Ask the elements for assistance to work through your present issues. Which element can help you in your current situation? Focus on the rainbow dragon. Which color are you attracted to in this card? So the earth is the pink and purple. Grounding, nature, practical life cycles, balance, and harmony. Okay. The water or the air is white. Breathe and meditation, breath and meditation, clarity of consciousness. We were talking about clarity with that study, guys. The water, blue, accessing and freeing emotion, truth, and expression. I tried to put this up so you guys could take a picture. I know I read fast. Fire, red, and orange is finding your passion. Spirit, purple, placing you on your life direction. Harmonizing yin and yang energies, emergence of one with spiritual law. Identifying patterns and rules of governing life creation, awareness, and higher frequency. Guys, I want to do something here. They were showing me this when I was reading the elements. Uh-oh, I'm just knocking stuff over. Okay, so for Earth, I want to pull out the energies and let's just call out what the issue is. So for Earth, oh, I love this. I freaking love tarot. I love my ancestors. I love my team, y'all. They are just ridiculously amazing. And the devil. This is all earth energy. Okay, so earth energy is the Five of Pentacles, the Hierophant. I'm going to move these over for the sake of what I'm doing. So the Five of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Devil. These are the energies here that are causing you to be uprooted. Okay, so the earth energy is about grounding and it's about practicality in life cycles. Okay, it brings balance and harmony. This divine masculine also falls in that category. And so for some of you, for someone watching, there's an imbalance within you due to limiting beliefs that are based on possible religious factors or some type of stubborn, strong energy that you've adopted over the years and become too comfortable and complacent in. Okay? For the air energies, we have the Seven of Swords here. And I think that's it. The Seven of Swords energy is the energy of self-sabotage. Okay, so this falls in alignment with this because these energies, the Pentacle energy, the earth energies, are causing you to be uprooted. If you're uprooted, you're not going to feel stable. You're going to operate through fear, anxiety, and stress. You're going to be inflexible and you're going to be challenged when anything is different than what you're used to. So for a lot of you, I would highly recommend that you work on your root chakra and that you create some type of stability and balance with knowing who you are, you and spirit. This is aligning you with spirit. That's the best way, in my opinion, to become rooted in your foundation, to be stable and safe. That is to connect yourself to the divine and recognize that you are connected vertically, directly to the divine. And that's your stability. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is the Seven of Swords. That's air energy. Water energy. Water energy, we have the Tower. We have the Page of Cups. The Emperor is Aries. The Knight of Wands is Aries. And the Wheel of Fortune is more than one sign. So we'll just keep that here with the Psychic. So for water energy, the Tower with the Page of Cups, this is has something to do with shifting. We'll put the Psychic there too because that's also the High Priestess energy. But the Tower with the Page of Cups, there's an epiphany or a shift. There's an uprooting of the way that you allow yourself to dream. Okay, so something in regards to your dreams, you're not allowing yourself to dream big enough, and it's probably due to foundationally feeling unstable, okay, ungrounded. These can also be insecurity speaking in all of these areas. Your inner child could absolutely use some assistance, some love, and some support when it comes to believing in your dreams again. Allowing yourself to attune to, when I use the word attune, an attunement is to vibrationally follow the same frequency of something. Okay, so like our ancestors described this in a reading recently, I don't remember which one, guys, but it had something to do with the way to get yourself out of the old, outdated ways of thinking is to push yourself by thinking as if you were the new version of you. That's attunement, right? It's like being in unison with someone, harmonizing with someone. Let's talk about music, okay? If you're a soprano, I'm an alto, and then we have the tenors, guess what? We're going to attune to one another so that our frequency is aligned. We sound different. We're not singing the exact same keys. At least I don't think. I'm not a singer, but we're not singing the exact same keys. However, together we're aligned, we're attuned. So it's almost like that's something that your team is asking you to do too, is to attune to the new you and allow the old you to continue to just dissolve. With the fire energy here, the King of Wands, the Sun, the Emperor, and the Knight of Wands, this is telling you to be playful. Be playful and confident in happiness. Okay, one thing I love is that there's a ton of fire energy here. And I love the fire energy for this reading because this is all phenomenal energies coming out, because the fire signs will kind of whip you into shape. Okay, if you have an Aries, Leo, or Sag in your life, they are passionate, they are exciting, and guess what? They're ready to go. They're ready to go. They're not sitting around waiting for something to happen. They're going to go make it happen. They're going to go make it happen right now. Whereas this Pentacle energy can kind of be slower, like take my time. They're saying, get out of that. Move towards this new you, this Wheel of Fortune. Move towards your destiny, your dharma, and allow yourself to dream big in regards to what it is that you desire, with great expectation. With the Tower, Magic, the Rainbow Dragon energy, it reads, be honest with yourself and others and release your burdens. You don't have to know all the answers with that study card coming out, guys. You don't have to know exactly how this is going to happen. You don't have to know why God's given these things to you. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is receive. Be comfortable being Alice in Wonderland, in bliss. Find harmony in the fact that you have gotten yourself here. Yes, it's spirit. We're not taking credit from spirit ever. However, you did the work to get yourselves here. You agreed, assisted, and pushed yourself forward. So now embrace these old, outdated ideas and thoughts. Let them fall by the wayside. This self-sabotage, this is bull crap. It's very interesting. Look at this sword, guys. I got to say this before I close the reading out. Look at this sword. It's almost like this is a sword, like a little devil tail or something. It's like he's coming down to get you, like claw you, or I'm going to come and get you if you think anything good. Don't let that devour you, because that's an illusion. The devil is also an illusion. If you look at this card, it even shows up that way. But the devil himself, he's an illusion. And it's typically what we think. We give him fuel. The devil is an illusion because he has no power. Look at this, it's like you're walking into him, but he's not even a thing. You could like close your hands or put your legs together and he would disappear. He's almost like a shadow. So it's like your shadow self is convincing you of something that's not the truth. It's not even present. It's not even a real thing. It's just trapped in your thoughts, in your mindset, based on that old version of you having a hard time with transitioning into this abundant, blessed, harmonic version of you. All right, guys, I'm going to get one more card from here, and then I'm going to close the reading out. I hope this makes sense. Thanks for sticking with me. Look at this. Mana freaking festation, guys. This is here. This is here. Remember that rainbow dragon said, let me see, where did it say it? Okay, powerful and unstoppable. Once you activate your rainbow dragon, prepare for swift and sudden changes. And I'm pretty confident that they started off saying that at the beginning of the reading, that there was shifts and changes happening quickly for you. This card here is about self-love. You see this inner child? Oh my God, I love this. I can't make this up. The inner child is wanting to be poured into right now because the inner child feels like she's being left behind as you transition into the new. That's something I never thought about. Thank you, ancestors, for showing this. What they're showing is that sometimes when we upgrade quickly, and for a collective, the collective, there's been rapid shifts and upgrades, even in our sleep, guys. And so that inner child could be screaming right now, refusing to let go of their little crybaby self. Not to be rude, but my little inner child, she's a crybaby. And I have to tell her, stop crying, girl. You good. I got you. But that's what's taking place, is that your inner child is mourning by feeling like they're losing you. And it's like, no, you're not losing me. You're going to have to love on that inner child with this Page of Cups, shifting your perspective, gaining an epiphany in regards to the fact that we are one and we will stay one for the rest of our lives. I am not leaving you. I'm growing and maturing and going out to get more for us. Whew. There's something about being practical with your inner child. The Page of Pentacles is here. It's like planting the seeds and just allowing those seeds that you're letting the inner child know you're safe. It's okay. Our minds are clear. Our energy is clear. We are strong. We are capable. We are receptive to this new. Magic is being created in and through us and all around us. This is what was destined for us with the Wheel of Fortune. These are fated events. These are benefits to us. And although it was easy to feel like I wasn't deserving, to feel like I wasn't worthy, to feel like, I have to go at this alone, to feel like I don't know how I could operate in these new spaces, right? It's almost like your name is being called out in rooms that you have no idea you're stepping into. It's like, imagine going, like I was watching this Nikki Glaspert on the Golden Globes. She's so funny to me. I was watching her and I was just like, God, like, you just don't know like how those people feel. She announced a young actress and this was her first time being there, her debut acting in a movie, and I guess she was phenomenal. And I was thinking, man, she had no idea that room was preparing for her. And so the ancestors are saying that even about you, is that there is a room that's being prepared for you. And when you step into it, you're supposed to be there. So fear not, fret not. Let your mind be clear. Let your mind be strong. Attune to the frequencies of peace, harmony, joy, solitude. Allow yourself to dream and to see and to believe in magic, because that is absolutely what's happening, and embrace it. Take it in, inhale it. It's almost like I want to say ingest it. Wow, they just said breathe in the magic that is you. I'm ending the reading there, guys. I hope this resonated. Wow. Wow, what a powerful being you are. You're watching this, you are powerful, powerful. If this resonated, feel free to drop a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Wow, guys, have a great night. Thank you. Bye.